Don't let your emotions control you. Stop acting based on how you feel, based on your emotions. Why do I say that? I mean, where did this whole idea come about, right? So it was based on the idea that it was like, I was, of course, just learning, just listening to something. It was a video, just Ram Dass, and just in my thoughts while listening to him, and he was talking about age, so it wasn't even related in a way. And it was just me thinking. I'm like, I could speak on this, as it was there, and I'm like, I have to keep this in mind, because a lot of times it's like, if I don't write it down or keep note of it, of what I want to talk on, it'll just sort of disappear. I'll be honest, it'll just disappear. And whenever it pops up again, but much rather sooner than later. And it was like, just stop acting based on emotions, because look, especially if you're on the level of people can say something about you and you can be pushed or pulled towards a certain attitude or emotion, you react. It's not even your choice. They wanted you to feel that. It's like, you have to separate yourself from that. You have to, because you aren't your emotions, you aren't your thoughts. You are just you. And who are you? That's something you'd have to ask yourself. I can't give you that answer. No one else can but you. And I guess in a sort of way, it's a crazy circumstance, because you can be happy, you can feel happy, as you can feel sad in other moments. It's all momentary. And it's like, if we want to take actions into account, will we just act on what we want to do based on emotions? Let's say we have a goal, we want to go to the gym. Well, we only act when we're motivated, as I feel like that's a feeling. I know that's like a feeling, a state of being, in a way. You're just motivated one day, the next day you're not. You feel unmotivated, you feel tired, you feel whatever feelings you may feel. All these sorts of array of emotions, all these different emotions. It's like, we can't expect our life to be played out perfectly if we just act based on that, because we all have a sort of dream that we desire. We all have a goal in mind, whatever it might be. You might want to be a doctor, an artist, a sports player, whether it's basketball, hockey, rugby, soccer, volleyball, chess, you're a professional gamer. It's like, if we want to just reach those, we can't act based on emotions. We really can't, because the same way, it's like, you won't play when you're upset, you won't play when you're angry. It's like, you won't properly hone your skills regardless, and build a sort of resilience and build a sort of grit, where it's like, you'll do it regardless. You'll do what you say, and you mean what you say. You mean what you say, and you do what you say. Like, your word is just you, your law, your the way you conduct yourself. And I guess it goes past emotions, where you just are. You are happy, you are joyful, you are in this positive state of mind, just constantly. That's not to say we can never feel negative emotions. We may feel them, but it's about how we interpret them. It's about how we just interact with the emotions. And if we even choose to react, do we allow that to overtake our lives, overtake us? Do we allow to create destruction from anger? Do we allow to, feel the depths of the sadness? It's like, and how long will we continue that cycle? Because I see anger mainly as just a useless kind of emotion, I'll be honest. Because it creates nothing but destruction. That's what it is. Because when you're angry, you're not in a clear state of mind. You'll act however you act, and it's like, it can be the worst thing you can do. It can be the worst thing you can do in the heat of the moment. So it's like I haven't felt angry just because it's like, why would I allow myself to be angry? Why? And knowing that, it's like a lot of things feel a lot more clear. A lot of things feel more easy to do, I just do what I do. The actions are actions, thoughts are thoughts, feelings are feelings. As a sort of separation, as a sort of let your actions be actions, your thoughts be thoughts, your feelings be feelings. Because the same way we can say, it's like, you think you want to do something, you think you want that. You only think until you do and figure out if it's right for you, if it's not, if it's something you want to continue doing. And knowing full well that we're all human, we all feel. But again, it's like, how do we want to act based on them? And even so, it's like, how do we interpret the emotions? The regret of not asking that boy or girl out, the regret of not going to the gym, the anger that you feel after losing. It's like, we can really just take that emotion and just work with it. We can just accept it for what it is, just let it pass by and see, what could we do? What could we change? Who do we want to become? And who are we? Because growing up, right? Let me just give some backstory. Growing up, I was a very emotional kid. I just react on whatever was being presented, on the level that if someone made a joke or something, I'd feel whatever feeling that was. If someone wanted to get me angry, I could easily get angry. And mind you, this was way back. This was middle school, intermediate, little bit of high school. And it felt like I was constantly reacting. I was never really making my own decisions. I was just acting based on the thoughts and things people said. And even so, it's like the identity of who we are. Do we believe we are what other people tell us? And if someone says, why do you look angry? Or why do you look sad? Are you sad? It's like, you may not even be sad. It's just what someone says about you. And why do I say that? Like, where was I going with that? One thing is, like, I guess the way people perceive us isn't true in a way. It's only as true as we let it be. It's only as true as we allow it to be. As someone can say one thing, but deep down that's not true. Deep down that's not true. And nothing wrong with people telling you qualities about yourself, because it's like, how does that saying go? It's something along the lines like, a hit dog, you toss a rock and the hit dog is gonna holler, or something like that. And it's like, if it's true, you may feel something about it. You can change it. You have that awareness now. And it's a matter, I guess, of changing. Like, if we want to talk about changing too, it's like, do we want to preserve the idea of us that we have right now? But before I even talk about that, it's like, back to the believing about what people say about you, and it's a crazy thought that you'll get however many, 10, 20, 30, 100,000, 100, whatever number of people you ask, what do you think about me? It's like, you'll get different responses. You'll always get different responses. So it's like, who do you believe at that point? It has to be you. It literally has to be you, as you are the one who's with yourself the most. You are always with yourself 24/7, 365 days, however many years, however old you are. And it's like, if you're aware that you are constantly creating yourself, you're constantly becoming, you can change how you are. And that's if you want to change. Which I believe, I guess, going to the other point, it was like, the idea of like self-preservation and the idea of just self or remaining the same. There's a word I can't, immunity to change. That's what it was. Immunity to change. It's like on some level we don't want to change because we want to live in comfort. We want to live in comfort. We want to be okay with everything. Know what's going to happen. Know how life is going to play out. There's a certain anxiety that comes with uncertainty. And nothing is wrong with anxiety. Nothing. Because in that, it's like you can grow. You can grow. Because you don't really beat your problems. You kind of outgrow them as you just become more of who you want to be. You outgrow your problems. What once was a problem isn't no more. It isn't. And you literally just change, you change. And it's like, at some point, you are the person who changes, who'll make a change when necessary. That's the kind of person you've become and are becoming. So it's like, I guess it's a constant progression, constant just way of seeing life. And you see, I feel like, I know that it's like, what does this have to do with emotions and actions and the way we want to do or live our life? I feel like, I believe it's like, it's all encompassing. Everything ties into one another, you know? And even so, it's like, even the people we keep around us, plays a huge role, as they're close to us. They're the closest people to us other than ourselves. So it's like, you could expect to be influenced over time. And maybe it's like, you could, if you're in a better mindset, you can obviously try and help someone, obvious. But at the same time, it's like they have to figure that out for themselves. They have to accept it for themselves, not even figure it out. They have to accept it for themselves, that they have to change, grow, or whatever, confront or surpass whatever ideas of themselves they have. And you can't do that just based off emotions. You really can't. You really can't. Because just going based off emotions can only take you so far. And the person you are now can only take you so far. So, I guess, what is the neutral state, the neutral way of living? Who knows? It's all different for all of us. As I'm a relatively calm person. That's what I know about myself. I'm just a calm person. Some other people may be upbeat, high energy. Some other people may be more quiet, more reserved. But those aren't really feelings. Those are just states of being. That's just the way you identify yourself. And again, it's like, feelings are momentary, but you can make them last. So it's like, if we want to say, you know, negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative emotions, it's like, if you notice, if you're upset, you may just continuously loop the idea of the anger, the frustration, the guilt, the sorrow, the shame, the embarrassment, whatever it might be that you're feeling, by thinking about it or talking about it. Just keep that in your state of mind. You constantly keep that at the forefront of your thoughts. It's like, no, why would you keep that constantly in your vision, constantly in your sights, where you just become more and more just whatever feeling you're feeling? And it's like, how will you act because you're feeling that, if you act based on feelings, you know? And I guess it's a lot of just getting caught up in the moment and not seeing the bigger picture, or even what may happen a few minutes down the line. Just giving yourself a chance to breathe and just clarity. Because it's one thing to make actions out of feelings, whether it's happiness, sadness, anger, and just accepting the feeling for what it is. Like, okay, I feel good, I feel great. As always, like, you just become a happy person. And before I even just go into that, it's like, I guess even on the other side, right, you feel happy, you feel grateful, you feel joyful. It's the same thing. You constantly keep that loop around. You constantly just see beautiful things happen, and you just prolong it. You constantly keep, oh, they did this for me, oh, the birds are chirping, that's amazing, the weather is so nice, you know, I did this, I did that, I feel good. And it's like, it's a good emotion. It's a good emotion. And, you know, now I feel like, of course, our emotions kind of help us feel more pressed to do something, more obliged to do something. It makes us want to feel like we have to do something, you know. And it really comes down to, what is it that we want to do? What is it? What is it that we want to do? You know, I've realized, like, as I've seen the two ends of the spectrum, there's two ends of the spectrum, I guess you can say. One where you react to every single emotion or thing people say about you. You're constantly playing around the idea of other people or what they say and think about you. Or you create your own. You allow yourself to feel what you feel, choose how you want to act, and know the consequences and the effects of that, the cause and effect of our action, and in response to whatever it might be. So it's like, where's our attention? Where's our attention? And what is it that we want? You know, someone could say something bad about you. Oh, you're ugly or whatever, right? And you could feel angry, and then you can make a rash decision based off that. But then it's like, you can take a step back, breathe. It may be quick. It could be quick after some time. And it's like, you can say something back, but that's because you chose to. Or you can just be like, okay, whatever. You know, however you play that circumstance too, you know, you made the choice, you thought about it. However quickly or slowly you may have thought about it, you made that choice, and not to act based upon whatever feeling you felt at that moment. And, you know, I guess motivation, right? Motivation. It's like, I don't think it's enough. I'll be honest, I don't think it's enough motivation. Like, you'll feel motivated for a bit, but then after, you're just over it. You're over it. You're feeling how you feel. Whatever it is you might feel. And there was this concept. What was it exactly called? It was in this book. It was called Ikigai. I found out, you know, it's anti-fragility. And in the book, it was going about how, you know, resilience is just the strength to keep going, just keep going. But then what happens when you stop? What happens when it all crumbles? Do you keep going? Like, and there's a way it worded it in the book that was so specific to the word. But in terms of anti-fragility, it was, in a way, it breaks. It all breaks, right? But you rebuild and become better. You rebuild it, just become better, and then it may break again, but you keep rebuilding, and you become better and better. As you see, many people may lose their money. You may see millionaires, however, they may go bankrupt, lose all their money, but then you see them bounce back. You see them get more of what they once had. And that's just in terms of financial aspect. It could be in anything, you know. You may be playing a sport. One day you play bad, the next day you bounce back, you're playing better than ever. You may be dancing one day, you just can't get in the rhythm, but then guess what, you bounce back the next day or next training or whatever it may be. And I like that idea where it was like, I guess it's all the same concept, but just put in different words to kind of make it mean something. And make it mean something. Where you, anti-fragility is like, it breaks but you keep going. That one saying, you knock me down 8 times, I'm gonna get back up 9. I'm gonna get back up 9 times. And keep going, keep growing, keep learning, keep expanding. And maybe in terms of emotions, it's like we may be out of touch with our emotions. You know, we feel kind of, what would be the right word? We feel kind of distant from our emotions, from ourselves too. And it's like, I guess it's one thing to realize what emotions you're facing rather than just pushing them away, setting them aside, letting it build up, and then guess what happens? It just crumbles. And do you have that kind of mentality, or that kind of, are you the kind of person who can just keep getting back up? Can you keep getting back up after all that? After all that, can you keep going? And that's why I like that. That's why I like that anti-fragility. Just, you keep going up, you keep growing, you keep pushing, creating a new level of yourself. No matter how much times you fall apart, you fall down, you break down, you keep going, you keep going. And you know, I feel like this whole video isn't even just based upon feelings. It's just an overall aspect as I'm just letting my mind wander, you know. And to whatever area it goes into, to whatever thing I think about, it just goes. But I guess final thoughts, it's like, I guess just let your feelings feel, your thoughts think, and your actions act. Or even so, just be in control of your feelings, be in control to understand them. I feel this, I feel that. Just let it pass. Just, it's only momentary. And I guess in the same way, we can keep that momentary thing continuously keep going. We can keep a cycle in our head that just prolongs it for whatever positive or negative, whatever we see as positive or negative. And it's one thing to keep that negative loop going, knowing full well it doesn't help us. Why would we do that to ourselves? Why? When I feel like the positive side, you know, you feel joyful, you see the beauty in life, for the little things, for the people around us, for ourselves, and we just feel joyful, we feel bliss, we feel so amazing in a way where it's like, we just feel love. We just feel love for the life, for ourselves, and for people around us. No sort of strings attached, no sort of reason. There's no reason. You just love. You just are joyful. You just are. And I guess that's past emotions. You just are. You just are happy. You just are joyful. You are in love with the world, in love with people, in love with yourself. And yeah, that's literally, I'm gonna just leave it off there, as that's just what I'm gonna end it off at. Hopefully something resonated, as it's like, I feel like the overall video just kind of felt scattered in a way, but hopefully it was just something someone can take someone could take something from it, because that's the whole point. We all just learn and grow. We all just grow. We grow. And if we don't see growth, just realize, where can I change? Or what can I do to change? Just being aware and present that the past you can't change, the future is unpredictable. But we have now. We have right now. And now is the only thing that matters. And it's not wrong to set things up for the future, but you're doing the things now in order for that. So it's like, yeah. But dreamers, turning dreams into reality. Love you.